stay there. Awesome. So our experimental painting class. And then I give word to Karen. What we're starting with, let's share our unusual stuff.
Do show me, what have you got?
Okay, so I just cruised around, so some rubber stuff, some screws, some all those metallic stuff, some this old one from curtains. And then I found actually this a cat
stamp.
Exactly, a stamp of the cat, some plastic thing from I don't know where. So
cool.
I will try to keep my hands off brushes.
Shall I show you what I've got? I've got this, which I've just come across in my craft room. It's packing paper stuff. Oh, you can't really see it because I've got my background off. Hang on. Let me change my background.
I also should get this one. Yeah. I have it somewhere. Yeah. What else you got?
Hang on a minute. I am just turning. Oh God, I'm trying to turn off the blur on my background so that you can see the stuff I've got.
Yep.
Oh, I give up on that one. There we go. I'm giving up on that one. So I've got that. I've got some tissue paper, which when it's scrunched up, and I've got some plastic, the plastic that came off the canvas.
Yep. Perfect.
I got a feather, which somebody was using on the class that I went to the other day, and I thought, oh, that's really good. I've got a sponge. And then I've got I've got a couple of sticks. Oh, you can't see that one. There's a really thin stick and a thicker stick. I've got my roller, which I really like to use. I've got a decorator's brush, which is absolutely massive. And my favourite thing to use, I've got credit cards.
Yes. Okay, so a bit inspiring. I found some wood part here.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And okay, massive brush as well. Why not? Otherwise, it's pretty much bored around. And I found also those ones.
Oh, cool. Oh, they're really cool.
Yeah, and the sponge as well. So
super.
Cool.
And are you going to do one picture? Or are you going to do a combination of them all?
No, I'm not going to do one, but yeah. But my topic, of course, that is water and kiteboarding sport. So let's see how I can integrate.
Think about how they make you feel. Why did you choose the pictures you chose?
Well, because I love this sport and I miss being in the water. Can't wait to be back. Yeah, so at least through art I can. Because it's happiness.
What is it? Oh, water is happiness.
Water is happiness, yes.
So that's what you want to paint. Water is happiness.
Water is happiness. It's energy.
It's energy, yeah.
That cleans you.
Yeah.
You go out newborn person.
Yeah. Cleanses your mind.
Yeah, your mind is free. You know, it's you're there, you feel the power of ocean. It's so like you're so small and then there is huge amount of water and those animals inside and the wave is so strong and
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So paint that. That's what you want to paint. Does that make sense? You see, I've not been trained, so I'm very intuitive about what I do.
Nice, good tip. Yes. So yeah, painting this emotion, this feeling.
Paint the feeling.
Nice. And what about you? What's your?
What do I feel? Well, a bit like you, that the picture that I chose with the wave crashing reminds me very much of a time when I was in the Atlantic Ocean and I just got knocked off my feet by a wave and I was under the water and I was swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. And I was trying to get my head above water before I had to breathe. And obviously I did because I'm still here. But there's that tinge of fear. I actually went swimming on Thursday. It was very cold.
Mm.
Not for very long. Yeah, so that kind of, it cleanses your mind and it brings a stillness. So it's kind of almost a juxtaposition between that tearing power and that complete calm, which is...
Oh, that's not easy to show.
No, it isn't, is it?
This combination.
But I might do that, and you would look at it and think and see something completely different.
Agree.
So it's kind of paint how you feel, and let what other people see will take care of itself.
Totally.
Shall we start?
Shall we start? Totally excited.
Me too.
All right, so feel free also to comment your movements, your choices of paint and accessories.
Yeah, I will do.
Or probably it was a question. What are you starting with, Carol?
Right. So I am going to go with this very vividly coloured picture. The other thing to think about as well is the colours you use. And actually, I think I will do this because I like blues and greens. So I've gone, oh, this is pretty. Let me do this. I'm not going to do it in blue and green because they're my favourite colours. So I'm going to do it in other colours.
Yeah.
Which will challenge me. So I will go do it in colours that I find energetic and colours that I find calm. So I may go with red for the waves, but I want to start with the sky, and I want to start with something that's smooth and calm and fairly flat. So I'm going to use my credit cards to scrape on some colour that will be green, not blue.
Wow, that's brave, changing the opposite colors.
Yes. That had not come to me before that moment, I have to be honest.
Oh.
But it's good. It's talking it through and going, actually, I'm painting,
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, disrupt the way you normally paint, and I should also do the same thing.
Okay, makes me think what color should be my rock then. Because there are rocks included in the story. And okay, I found a copper color.
Copper's good.
Copper is good. There is some magic in copper.
There is definitely magic in copper.
What I also like when painting with palette knife, then when you mix, like not on palette, but you put two colors on palette knife, and then they in a cool way they mix on the paper.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I will try, just with some other painting stuff. I've promised also not palette knife. But in a similar way, this story of.
But I think it's a good idea to go straight onto the canvas with my colours. I'm finding it very difficult not to use blue.
That's a little difficult, yeah. I'm a beginner, so I'm not going that way. I'm gonna take easy on myself.
Fair enough.
Okay, my first choice will be a screw.
Cool.
Let's think. Oh, I also found these plastic bubble.
Oh, bubble wrap. That's so great to paint with. Because you can put the paint on and then lay the bubble wrap on and lift the paint off.
Yes.
Or you can use it like a sponge and paint onto the bubble wrap and then dot it onto the canvas.
Oh, so much what we can do. Okay, then I'll start with it. Since it's popped out of nowhere, let it be the first beginner. Like, so how like, for example, I mean, is there a need to distinguish between, does it in the end comes art or it's a mess? I mean, or we can, everything can be art, or still we should be honest and say, okay, it was a mess.
I think you can be honest and say it's a mess. Then it becomes a question, what did you learn from it?
I agree. But when you do the abstract, are you still kind of thinking of this real image, or no, you're thinking about the emotion, don't you?
I think about emotion. I think about color and movement and how it makes me feel. You can paint what's there, but I guess because you've said you find it difficult, I'm kind of trying to be as disruptive to your normal practices as possible. Because you're such a talented artist, and you know what you're doing, and you know how to make something look like something else. You know what I'm trying to say. You know how to make something look realistic. It's kind of breaking that.
Yes, because in the end, it's just the technique.
Yeah.
How to make it realistic. There is not. So this is why I often feel exactly this artistic move, because this is then just practicing. You learn how to hold the brush, learn how to mix the paints, apply them accordingly. Wow, because in the past also, like in the medieval times, being an artist wasn't actually like it means now that is artistic soul. No, it was like they would decide, okay, you're the shoe person, you do this job, and the same was decided, okay, you're gonna be the one who paints, and the person just learns those parts, and they paint, mostly of course those religious images, and so, but
yeah.
But then we have all these the stance change. I think the main change was when the like photography was invented.
Yeah.
And then the artist felt in danger because people don't go ready to order a portrait to them. They go to cheaper version to the photo. So they had to invent a new story, how to survive, like how to...
Yeah. And that's why I always think, well, you know, why would I paint a portrait when I could take a photograph and it would look much better? But I think what I'm trying to say is because you know those things. I mean, and I frequently say, you know, I've not really had very much training apart from what I've done in the last year. I don't know those things. So the painting I've done before this year is all intuitive. And I make marks, and because until this year, I didn't really know how to use a brush. I didn't use them because I didn't know how.
I feel you're somehow lucky in this way.
I do like this way, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
You see, so I should, yeah, try to forget the thing I was... Okay, I have put 4 different blues on my palette.
Cool.
Now I will try to pick up another, maybe a rubber kind of. I can put all those 4 on one rubber and I will pull it somehow. Yeah, I'm still painting waves. I mean, just in yeah, but they're still waves. So, but okay.
It's very beautiful, though. It is really beautiful.
Maybe one can paint also like half abstract.
Absolutely, you can absolutely paint half abstract.
Because in the end, I did. Here is my rock. Here is my white water foam and blue waves. They're not green. They're still blue.
No, but that's cool. You know, you've seen abstract landscapes, so they're landscapes and they're clearly landscapes, but they're not naturalistic.
Yeah. I think because it's also, I'm trying to actually paint like the particular spot that, of course, is close to my heart. So, so it's not like an abstract sea, but in my mind, I'm kind of trying to.
It looks very watery.
then good. Then I'm on the right path.
I need to get a palette and a hairdryer.
Yep.
How cold is it where you are?
So I think it's now around minus maybe 7 Celsius.
Yeah.
So, but next week they promise plus. So
really?
the whole amount of snow. So everyone like is now getting ready, removing snow from roofs.
Yeah.
Because it always started coming off.
Yeah.
So kind of also, yeah, bit of the. But a very beautiful wind, like it's all white. I spent lots of time in forest.
Yeah.
Amazing forest views. It's like pure white, everything. Yeah. What about your parts?
Well, it's very unusual here for it to be below 0. But we've had it down to about -4 the last week.
And
but we
is
haven't
it
had
good?
any snow.
Is it good?
Well, it's just a pain in the backside, really. We don't have any snow, so it's not beautiful.
Oh.
It's just been rain and hail and then freezing at night, so that the roads are treacherous. Oh, and because of course we don't normally get snow.
Yeah.
We aren't prepared for it when we do get it, so it just like to leave my house, I have to go up a really steep hill. I completely can't get the car out because it doesn't get gritted where I am. It's too slippery. And like I've just got a small city car, so it's just like, okay, well I'll just stay in for the next 4 days.
Well, sometimes it's also one kind of like staying home. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I shall do that. I shall stay in and be Oh, it's fine because I work from home mostly these days.
Mm-hmm. What is this sound?
So you know, I said I'd saved the plastic off of the canvas. I'm using it to make marks for my beach.
Uh-huh.
So I've got it scrunched up, like that, and I'm just dabbing in the paint and then dabbing on the canvas.
Yeah, okay.
Do your classes normally get quiet just before Christmas?
Well, in general, they are kind of always quiet. I mean, yeah, this Saturday's classes, they're more or less almost always was like around maybe 4 people. That's a lot, you know, usually then it's 3. But it's all fine. More during summer, of course, less people, and during winter, like people stay at home, so of course they paint more. But yeah, but like through the other web page, I get very active, like in general, this pre-play page. I really love it, and I really think
what's the page?
Yeah, it's the name is preply.com.
Right.
So it's more dedicated, let's say, to language learning.
Okay.
But there are also all type of classes, and I'm registered there as art teacher.
Yeah.
And mostly, of course, I get children.
Yeah.
I get sometimes adults. Also, recently there was one lady from Canada, but yeah, like let's say children, they stay longer because of course parents have to keep them busy, and like if they like me, then of course then we stick. Some of them I already like, you know, it's
yeah.
The children start also feeling comfortable around you, you know, and they share all kind of different stuff. And let's say today in the morning I had a lesson with a girl. She's from Egypt, and she is such a talented girl. She is 7.5.
Yeah.
She always has canvas to pay on, and she always picks those complicated paintings, the one I do with adults.
Yeah.
And she does them quickly, and she has results. And I was like, yes. So and yes, then and I'm thinking like maybe this page can be the thing that can like give me enough income, and since it's online, you know, then I can move around and have it with me. Yeah, and I love it because they're all different countries. I conduct lessons in different languages, and it's very, very so yeah.
I've just sent you a picture of my scrunched plastic.
Ooh, looking forward. Yes. Oh.
So that's really close up.
Nice one. Yeah, let it dry to have them.
Yeah. And that's why I got my hair dry just now. I'm gonna just I'll put you on mute. I'll put myself on mute rather and dry.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of dry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have the whole surface in this?
No.
Mm-hmm.
So let me take I've done the left, or I've done some work on the left side. I've just sent a picture of my where I'm at.
Yep. I'm not sure you did. I mean,
did I? Oh, you know what I've done? I've done what I usually do and taken the photograph and then not sent it.
Yep. Now I hear the sound. Ah, nice. Yeah. Okay, if you turn it upside down, looks like a tornado.
Looks like
a tornado.
Oh yes. Maybe I will. I see what you mean from the picture. I've just done 2 blocks of colour. That's all I've done is 2 blocks of colour. And now I'm going to do a 3rd block of colour.
Well, being honest, I kind of cannot get rid of feeling that I'm not really painting, but just messing around. Like, yeah, who are you kidding? Come on. Yeah, just putting a bunch of random paint and stuff and and we'll
Yes.
first it's
Isn't that what any painting is? Is you just put a random bunch of paint on a You see, my thing is, I love paint and I love colour. So beyond that, you know, that's it. That's what I like to do. I like to put paint on things. Makes me feel good. And I call it playing. I don't, only very recently have I kind of gone, I'm an artist. Say it very quietly. Because I just put paint on paper or whatever surface I'm using. And it is playing. But why is that?
I was waiting. I was hoping there will be but.
Well, my but is, why is that not art? And why are you making that judgment about what you're creating? Well, I mean, to my mind, sitting here looking at it, what you're creating looks amazing.
Yeah.
What do you not like about it?
No, it's no, I'm giving it a chance. I mean, I need to dry some parts and I can go over and fog them out. But yeah. No. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Don't keep your mouth shut. Say what you think.
Yeah.
It's most important to say what you think.
Yeah. No, I'm giving it a chance. I'm not like, because there is like I agree that when I look at abstract art, it's either speaks to you or it's not. And if it's not, it's fine. It's speaking to some other person. But when it does, then you're really like, and so yeah, that's the purpose. I really like thinking, art is it's a conversation.
Yeah.
And it can be a dialogue, but it can be also a monologue. No one says that artist definitely has to, let other kind of be a part of the story. It's
yeah.
Okay. Some patience for it to dry. And meanwhile, I will plan my kite. What my kite is gonna be.
But it's, yeah, there's also that kind of, it brings you back to that what makes art, doesn't it? And who says what art, what is art, and what's valuable and what's not valuable? Well, I have no answer. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think in history, art had such a different purposes.
Yeah.
So, you know, starting like from religion, you know, yeah, people who can't read, they're looking at the images in Bible, they get the story. I don't know, and you paint all those images inside the church. They also, you know, bring, so it's like a storytelling.
Yeah.
And then of course, like historical also, they would portray, you know, some battles. So it's just like, instead of writing book, you did the painting that's captured historical moment. Yeah, then we pass like to emotions. Or also people want to capture themselves. I'm a king, I need to have my image capture to keep it forever and ever. Yes. I also noticed that I tend to, you know, when you kind of scroll through images, my eyes often captures the Japanese art.
Yes.
Because they're such a masters of this minimalism.
Yeah.
It's like nothing extra. And I think how much paper you need to waste to leave exactly just those lines. And yeah, I think we should experiment when we come back to some standard lesson of copying. The Japanese would be.
Yeah, let's do that, because I also I really love it. I love what they do. I've got no desire to do it myself because I mean it's like my home. I love minimalism. I think it's amazing. I think people who have minimalist houses, they just look fantastic. But I'm not a minimalist person. So
that's actually a good one. Don't try to pretend being
to be something I'm not.
Yeah. But if you want, I'm like, I'd love to. Can I pretend I am?
Of course you can pretend you are. Of course you can pretend you are. You can be, I mean, I don't know, you might be minimalist.
I need to practice, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like in their culture, like they are so different in the way they think and conduct and behave. So
I mean, I love the gardens, the gravel gardens. I think they're incredibly beautiful. But hey, I just want to have roses everywhere. Because I like roses because they're big and blousy. Right, I need to be brave. Not brave enough. We had our works Christmas do on Thursday evening.
Uh-huh.
We were in an Indian restaurant. and there was this abstract art on the walls.
Okay.
And I didn't like it. I have to say, I would not have wanted it in my home. But it had the most amazing sense of movement. And I spent a lot of my evening, rather than talking to my colleagues, looking at this piece of art and trying to work out why it felt like it was moving.
And?
No conclusions.
No.
But yeah, I think it was fairly minimalist.
Okay.
It was a few marks moving. It was 3 canvases as well, which was quite interesting. And the marks seemed to move across the page, across the canvases, and from one canvas to the next. And they'd used something else as well. It wasn't just paint. Over the marks, there were, should have photographed them, shouldn't I? Trying to describe it, it's like really difficult. Some sort of 3-dimensional paint, maybe. You know the stuff that you use if you're doing stain, you know, painting, glass painting.
Yeah.
You use to do your outlines. Can't remember what it's called. And it comes in different colours, and I thought it looked like that because it was quite a fine line, and it was in gold. And I think that stuff comes in gold. I've finished now for Christmas. I've got 2 whole weeks off.
Congrats. So lots of art is coming up.
Yes, I've got my niece. She's 7 coming down one day next week, and we're going to do art together.
Perfect.
I am definitely going to be doing some painting. I should probably carve out. What's the other thing I need to do? I haven't put my decorations up yet. And I need to clean because I've got all the family coming down on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Do you have Boxing Day? I don't suppose you do.
In the tradition of my family, we do it for New Year.
Right.
So somehow it's not the Christmas days, but the New Year's night. Like when I was little, let's say we wait for the 31st December to 1st January. That's when you as a kid get the presents. Nowadays it's kind of course, you know, in general, you don't give much presents because everyone has everything.
Yeah.
And it's more like if you need something, then maybe you can tell, and the whole family maybe kind of arranges, or it's not really boxes or and anyway, like I will be out of town for whole holidays, so.
Oh yeah, you're going away, aren't you?
I am, and very soon. Yay! Very, very excited. Yeah, can't live without traveling. It's that's why I'm also kind of pursuing this online stuff, because yes, I don't know how to make it work, living in one place. I mean, getting a job in one place. But luckily nowadays one can kind of do the, like, find a way to.
Yes.
And yeah, so Morocco is waiting for me.
Yay.
And my French is already there, so she's already like kind of set the ground. And yeah, so a few more days at school, finish university stuff, and should be good.
Well, if you ever fancy visiting Cornwall, you'd be very welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking, because yeah, I think I mentioned my aunt, she lives in, two aunts that live in Bognor Regis.
Oh yeah.
So kind of, if once I'm there, then of course can cruise the south. And
Yes. And you can surf here. Big surfing community.
But is it like surfing or like kiteboarding or both, or you're not sure?
Both, but mostly surfing.
Okay. Yeah, so in Morocco I will also be, so I'm not taking my equipment, I will just go with a surfboard that I'm not really good at it, so it will be just more like having fun in the water. But the main aim, of course, is to do what I'm painting here. And I'm already like, okay, just hold on till May, the school will be over. And then I'm already like planning, okay, where are gonna be the conditions to go to, and I'm now with such a jealousy looking all my friends, they kiteboard in Chile now, because it's the season in Chile now.
Oh, right, yes.
But you should be, how you say, like, happy and content with where you are in the present moment.
And who is?
Who is? Show me those people. I will say, no, but I mean, it's all fine, yeah. Now I'm gonna get there. There are some also reasons, of course, why I'm here and doing, this teaching experience that has also been like a huge coast roller.
Yes.
And for example, now I feel how easy it is to do those private lessons that I have in comparison with all those 30 kids in one room.
Oh God, yes. I couldn't teach. I know I couldn't teach.
It's it's honestly the hardest job I ever had. And the worst paid.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, it's logically people don't stay there. It's hard and you don't get enough money. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why should I do that?
I think I need to let my wave dry a minute. I've sent you a picture of my wave.
Yes. You're ready for another one. Yeah, I missed it. Okay, so I'm looking for, so it's a purple wave, nice reddish accent there, gives the movement. Yeah, looking forward how it progresses.
Yes. This is just my, well, I was going to say just my first coat, but of course it's not my first coat because I've put the gold coat on, so it's my second coat.
When I'm gonna finish this painting, I'm gonna send it to my friends from Chile who we used to kite in this spot.
Yeah.
And I'll see if they recognize or if what would be what they see in this.
I really love the fact your person is so tiny. And I kind of, and that kind of reflects what you were saying earlier about the vastness of the ocean and how you're tiny and the ocean's vast.
Yes.
I really like that.
Because that's exactly how you feel.
Yeah. And the photographs also remind me a bit of that. What was he called? The one we did with the dandelion clock. And the little people floating away on the dandelion clock. There's a little bit of that happening.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's also important to show, hey, people, you are actually smaller than an ant, not what you are thinking.
Yeah.
Yes, those purple parts were meant to be, because what it happens often when you kite, and then there is a huge group of pelicans, the pelican birds.
Ah, wow.
They are passing, and when they're passing close to you, they're so huge, as if it's like, these army planes passing, and they are so, of course, as all birds, capable. They like just avoid all your lines, and yeah, but I need to think how to show them a bit more interesting. Yeah, and of course kite has also has to disappear a bit.
Why does the kite have to disappear a bit?
To avoid being too realistic. I don't know, maybe, yes.
It would almost be really good if it was actually really, really bright red or something that kind of jumped out. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm also a big fan of like general, like blue and orange, the way they match. But you're right.
I always get myself covered in paint when I'm painting. I'm such a child.
But I think it's a good sign.
Like my arms. Can't see it. I must.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah.
I have clothes I wear for painting, by the way. I don't always. Well, I do always wear this spreadshirt jumper, but it is the jumper I don't mind getting paint on.
I think it's so cool. Yeah, you're getting your niece, you said, yeah?
Yeah. No, she's not my niece. She's my great niece.
Ah, okay. Oh. Not sure what's the difference.
So my great niece is my niece's daughter.
Oh, wow, yeah. I think it's also we can learn so much from kids in painting.
Yeah.
So it's actually like, you paint with a kid and the kid thinks, okay, you are the artist, but you actually stealing ideas from kids. They just don't know it.
I don't know if I told you. She said I was up at their house one day and I was painting. They were painting, and I was, fapping about.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something to her about painting a horse, and she said no, she couldn't paint a horse. And I'm like, yeah, I think you probably can, John. And then I said I can paint a horse. She said no, you can't paint a horse. So I painted a horse. Look, I painted a horse. Now you paint one. So then we both painted horses. But it was quite funny. She was like, no, you can't paint a horse.
It's lovely how kids are honest.
Yeah.
They are not polite.
No, not at all. Loved it. Thought it was so funny.
They'll be like, Auntie Cara, you can't paint a horse.
So stupid. What makes you paint a horse? But then she came down here a few months back, and we were painting from a kid's painting drawing book. We were drawing from a kid's drawing book, and then she was like, we painted a cat, in like kind of the 3 circles thing. And then she went home and showed her mum how to paint a cat using 3 circles. She was so pleased with herself. And it's so lovely.
Yeah. What also I've enjoyed doing recently are collage.
Oh yeah, love collage. What have you been collaging?
It was an event in a museum.
All right.
and there was exhibition, and in the topic of this exhibition, then you could join the workshop. And as the museum, they had like bunch of all those magazines and stuff, and I was like, yeah, really, are you sure I can tear this off and cut out of this book? They're like, yes, use it. I was like, oh, can I take this book? Because it was almost also was the story of overcoming, you know, the
Yeah.
And I think it's also a good thing, like, to do the collage, you know, a bit like a portrait. If there is some maybe turning point, then you kind of reflect of things. And it's so curious how often, yeah, your brains spot out those words or letters or images.
Yeah.
And the other girl was sharing how sometimes she does it, you know, for relaxing moment, but then she says, like, what I create in collage, then I notice that, you know, in a half of a year or something, things come through. And I was like, whoa, then be careful what you put on the collage, you know, if it's because yeah. Yeah, but for collage, of course, you need to kind of also I don't know, maybe just gather all those stuff, so like, you don't throw away, put all in one box, and then you know, to have a good material to work with.
Yeah. But also you can paint stuff so that, you know, you could use this picture you've drawn now, you painted now. If you don't like it, then just put it in a box, and in 6 months' time, when you're doing a collage, rip it up and use the bits of it.
Yeah. Actually, it's a good one, because yeah, because of course when I do these private lessons and I paint with a kit something, but then I throw it away because you know, can't keep it all. But yeah, actually, should start.
Because that's what Matisse did, didn't he? He used to paint his paper and then cut it to collage with. And you know, this picture, that painting that I've got in here, I'm moving now because that's really, really wet. And I will blast it with a hairdryer, but I don't know if that will get it dry enough. So, I really need to turn off my blurring. There we go. Amazing. So this, you know, this big picture that, let's see, which way do I need to move it? I know, that way. It's really big. It's kind of five canvases.
Oh, but this looks awesome.
You've seen this one before because I've shown it to you.
Yeah, remember.
Right across the bottom, that's collage paper. And then I've sewn ribbon and fibres over the top of it.
Yep.
I mean, it does, yeah, I like doing that. But also it means I get to use up all the crap that I've created. And I think, I don't know what to do with this. Right, I'm going to put me on mute so I can use my hairdryer.
Yep.
I'm watching you, that's all. I'm doing. And I'm watching you because it's easier than deciding what I'm going to do next.
I agree. We can talk about the other options.
That would be good. I really want to use this crinkly stuff that I've got. I just think that there's something about it. And maybe if I split it. Maybe, actually, I want to attach this to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's oh. 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 You know, I wouldn't have thought about that if we hadn't been having that conversation about collage. Yeah, not sure.
Well, give it time a bit, maybe, or what I'm also often suggest. It's kind of, or I do, I'm not sure. So then just I'm going to think maybe I'm sure, and then the rest part it comes in a process.
Sorry, did you do the bit that you are sure about and then come back to the bit you're not sure about?
Yeah, or like, okay, while I'm thinking, just I do things I'm sure, and then it kind of leads to resolve.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Or it often comes like, for example, with choosing color. But even if, let's say, we're talking like realistic, so with kids we paint a cat table or background, so I still don't know what color will be my wall, but I already know what color will be my cat, so I just go with this color, and then I decide, then the color of the eyes will be this. So instead of deciding it, because it's hard to decide at all,
it is
in a process.
It is, and you're right.
And it's also not my magic phrase, because the kids sitting like in school, so I can paint, I don't know, I don't know how to paint it. And I always tell, like, well, start the way you can, and I'll be back to help you. So they are like, so start as you can, and they start, and of course they move on later already, they own, and they don't really call me back. But I feel in general lots of people have this starting moment.
Yes, I definitely have the starting moment. It's one of the reasons I do underpainting, because then I'm no longer faced with a white canvas I don't know what to do with. That makes sense. No, don't you even think about it. Don't you even think about it. About to jump onto the table from the back of the sofa.
The 2 hours haven't passed yet, if you're meaning hungry again.
Yeah, he can't be hungry again. I gave him quite a lot of food just now. What it is he was a bit confused about the hairdryer being on, so he was fast asleep, and both times I used it, he kind of woke up and went, "What are you doing? What's that noise?"
When was it? During this week? Well, again, I've spent kind of amount of money in art shop.
Yeah.
I mean, people spend money to clothes, others spend. Well, we we are weak in those areas.
We all have our
Weaknesses.
pleasures.
Yeah. And somehow finally I got the watercolor pencils.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have been, of course, out forever, but yeah. So I've used before the watercolor markers.
Yeah.
And we're like, I like them, but pencils are so awesome. Like I was like, what? Why silly me? Why I wasn't trying early? And they are now traveling with me to Morocco.
We should have a. Oh, can we do the Japanese Chinese art? Japanese art. Can we do it with watercolor pencils?
Whoa, totally. I think it's actually also one of the perfect choices. Yeah.
Right. And you were completely right. As soon as I stopped worrying about what I was going to do next, something came to me.
The art of letting go.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. See, and you're wearing rubber gloves and I'm just covered in paint.
Well, because I kind of, it's easier to take off the glove.
Well, this is very true.
But it's also because I accidentally found it. I was pulling out other stuff. I was like, oh, here's a glove. Come here. Okay, I'm putting some, I don't know, happy. I don't know if it's happy, but some pinkish color.
If you think it's happy, it's happy.
No, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah, bringing it some
Warmth,
freshness, let's say.
yeah.
By itself, maybe it's dull, but in combination, could.
No, it works really well. It really kind of lets that wave pop. Yeah, it's cool. Right.
And painting with a wet towels, it's also so easier. I mean, it's kind of, you already have some watery, so it's blending like by itself.
Wet towels.
Yeah, wet, how you call them? Wet wipes.
Oh, right. And you're painting with them?
Yeah, this is this one.
Okay, cool.
Because it's wet, so it kind of gives you this blending.
Yes.
Story.
Do you know wool rovings?
Wool wavings.
Yeah, that made no sense at all, did it? Wool roving.
No.
Sheep's fleece.
No.
Have you ever done any felting?
Maybe. If I know what the word means. Just describe it.
Okay, so you get sheep's fleece that's been cleaned and dyed, and you make it wet, and you rub, and so you make it wet, and you create friction, and it mats together. No.
Still, the image somehow doesn't come into mind.
No, fair enough. It's a textile art, really.
Okay. No, but definitely not. Textile wasn't among my experiment. So
I mean, it's great. I love it because it's very, very the result is very, very random. Because even if you try and put your fleece into, so hats, you know, sometimes hats are made of compressed fibers.
Yeah.
That's felt. Particularly if it's made from sheep's fibers.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of getting into the story, yeah. So you have been experimenting with this?
Yes, I have. And it's great because you can, once you've felted it, you can use it as it is, or you can sew into it. So that's fun. But this has all come about because I was thinking, oh, I could add sheep's fleece, which was where I started with. It's called wool roving, and actually stitch it into my waves to create a kind of dimensional crest.
Honestly, sounds complicated, but maybe it's not.
No, it's so simple. I'm trying to find. It's something I've experimented with before, so let me send you a picture. It's just a long time since I did it.
Whoa.
I don't think that was a particularly successful attempt. This is actually not felting, but weaving. Combining weaving.
Yeah. Wow. That looks very nice. This one with colors, especially this gray with those blue.
Yeah.
And white in there, yeah. And this one also cool. It feels like fire there.
Yeah. So what you've got there is that weaving that you saw, that you see first, has been attached to the painting, which has the red on it. I've just got to go to the door a minute.
Yeah, sure.
No worries. Thank you. Out the way. Yeah. Anyway.
But how you attach it to paper? So you kind of sew it in, like putting with.
Yeah. So I constructed them. I constructed the weave, and I added that white stuff coming out at you, and then I attached that to a painting that I'd already done. I might have a better. I'm just putting all these pictures up so everyone else is jealous about what we were doing.
Nice move, Karen.
Oh, look how much fun they were having.
Are they doing it all in one lesson? Yes, yes, yes. Make people believe we are.
This you can really clearly see where I've painted and where I've weaved.
Oh yeah. Wow. Well, this is something.
So it was just something I was playing with, trying, and some of it worked and some of it didn't. And that was one of the ones that worked.
But this one worked like, whew. Yay. This connection is just like, you can't take your eyes off this, where the, yeah, this blue connects. It's kind of, you keep on looking in there. Wow.
And that's how I learned, or I know about backing paper with fabric so that you can sew into it, because I've sewn the weave onto the paper because it's backed with fabric.
Yep. Fantastic, Karen.
Thank you.
No, this one is a piece of, this one is totally a piece of art.
Thank you.
No, I'm inspired.
Good.
I should start practicing and yeah. This is the thing, in art, it's endless inspiration.
Yeah.
There is like no limits.
That's right. There shouldn't be, should there? And
but it's also like, how far can you go as an artist? Like, what? Forever. Yeah.
So that's where my strongest stuff is, really. It's when I combine my sewing and textile art with painting.
Well, I say you definitely should also, yeah, then continue with your strong side, because it's exactly what not all people can, and well, like, I don't know, if is your aim to earn with art, or is your real like, no, that's my just fun part, hobby, or is it in the plan?
Well, I'm due to retire in a few years' time, and I won't have, my pension won't be big enough to live on, and I would like to make some money through art, just to kind of top up, and I wouldn't have to, do a lot, but just to kind of give me a little bit of extra. But having said all of that, it's just possible that I'm going to be made redundant this year.
What it means?
It means I'm going to lose my job. Or, and I'm not sure which is worse, that they'll ask me to work fewer hours so that they, drop my hours down from, rather than doing 5 days, to doing 3 days. And I won't be able to live on 3 days worth of money. So then if I could sell a few paintings, that would, and it would, It is my long-term aim to work part-time, because I'm going to be 60 in 2.5 years, and I'm already kind of exhausted all the time.
Okay, let's concentrate in art. Yes. But like this one, you've sent it. I even kept it open here because it's so. It gives emotion. Just make those and put them on Etsy and. Yeah, nice frame, but I think like all the times I've studied, more concentrated how to make money from art. Of course, it's discipline, and you have to be like disciplined, consistent, make a routine that includes all this marketing stuff that actually takes 60% and 40 is art making.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless you're lucky and you have some niece who is young and who is good with all the Instagram stuff and can put it up on internet in 1 minute rather than you putting it in 2 hours.
I do, but they both have their own online businesses.
But of course you offer income. You say it's not for free. And take it as a job. If we sell, you get
commission.
Yeah, totally. Because I mean, people get paid to do all this marketing stuff, and because that's job. And
yeah, and you're right, because I did start doing that on Instagram, and it was just so tedious. And actually, yeah.
I imagine, Karen, I hate doing it. It's like I've forgotten already my Instagram. It's like I don't understand. It takes so much time, and I wonder how people post 10 times a day. It's like what?
Yeah.
Do they have more hours a day than I do, or what's the? So of course it's finding also the people who enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You have your, because I see it often with like my friend's father. I think he is a doctor for how you call it, this beauty surgery, like and he kind of hired the girl who did all these images, everything, and posted, and that's it. He gets more
yeah. We have a marketing person where I work, and she just, always on her phone, scrolling, liking.
And that's it. I mean, unless you like it, unless you've done it a lot of times for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why not to do it for money, of course. But but of course, let's say it's for big companies, it's easy. They just hire a person or 10 of them.
Yeah.
But if you're like starting just your own stuff, then young relatives can be a solution.
I'll test the water there.
Yeah. Just kind of dropping, not pushing, just dropping an idea to let the idea sit there and. But also what I recently really realized is, so I have a friend and he was so in Sicily, and we meet sometimes, and he sent me like some pictures from some art gallery, and he said like, no, it would be nice, you move there and then you can have your own gallery there. And I was like, no. Like because again, the art gallery means it's like a shop. You have to be there, you have to open it daily. It's like, no, I prefer to have a gallery online.
Yeah.
It was just like total, because it's, of course, it's classical, you know, having a gallery, but
if you have a gallery, you have to be there all the time, as you said.
yeah. And I said, no, I'll keep my gallery online. And then I continued traveling, and what would be my one of my, let's say, dreams is travel and to do the mural arts.
Oh yeah.
I'm still like kind of sending this wish to cosmos, but my mural art is not progressing yet. Although I got one, so like I'm doing now sketches. One girl, she asked me to paint a wall in her apartment.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes. So I'm getting ready some sketches to. And painting in walls is so much fun. It's big, and I found it easier somehow. It's, I don't know.
Is it because it's bigger that it's easier?
No idea. But for example, I've painted the wall at my cousin's. She opened like a nail studio, and then she was doing the remodeling of the place. She's like, oh, I have a wall, it's so empty, don't know what to put. Like, she said, come, like, first she wanted a painting, but then we both decided, oh, why don't we just paint on the wall? And I spent like maybe just a few hours. Oh, it turned up so cool. And I was like, oh, that wasn't hard. It was like, so I was like,
have you thought about using actually painting onto canvases that are that size? You could buy rather than buying a ready framed canvas, you could just buy the canvas and hang it on your wall, paint onto the canvas.
Oh, yes, Karen.
And then sell them, because with them being unframed or unmounted, you could post them by rolling them.
Yeah. But now we come to something that probably like you need to choose in some moment, because I keep on jumping. I keep on jumping different materials, different those, but then I'm not sure. Is it because, yeah, again, this probably one way consistency in either it's one topic or it's one. So either maybe say you can't choose of the size, but then you stick to one topic, or the opposite, you stick to one something, but no, or
well, yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say, but
but I like to jump as well. So then you do, well, let's do mixed media, advertise myself as mixed media, and then I can do what I want.
But this will like still then should be something you're recognized. So not by your surname, but for
a style.
Yeah.
This is true.
I remember also I paid for this course that was like, you know, said, okay, find your style. Okay. Somehow it didn't went, I don't know, something happened. As usually you get busy with other stuff, and how it didn't proceed till the end. But yeah, there was like just those exercises, picking one or finding this, I don't know. Wow, maybe I should repeat the course. But actually, I'm just like giving it time. I'm like, and there is no rush. I mean, of course, I mean, unless you can keep up with the bills and
keep
on having fun. then in the end, maybe there is not big rush. Because it's also not, I don't feel like I have an aim to become like, I don't know, famous, recognizable artist. I mean, the aim, of course, would be make the living out of it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the way I feel. I don't need to be famous. I just need to make enough money to be able to do what I need to be able to do, to pay for heating and food and things like that. Keep the car on the road.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I think I'm coming close to the moment that I'm not going to be adding much more stuff.
Well, as usual, I haven't finished. One thing I have to do though before I go out and do anything else is
well, in the end, I haven't done actually the abstract art. My resistance is stronger than.
No, you haven't done abstract art.
No, I have done realistic art, but just in a bit more messy way.
Why do you want to do abstract?
Good question. And yet now we're coming to this turning question. Yeah, then maybe I don't. No, because maybe I know why, because I'm still kind of can't. I hardly find to paint from the head, and I always need image in front of me. So this is what I thought maybe it can be one of those breakthrough doors that. And actually, I got a new book. I'm reading it. When I'll be finished, I'll share. And it's exactly about drawing out of your mind.
What's it called?
It's an kind of old Soviet Union book.
Right.
I found in school where I'm teaching, and I took it home to read. And it's actually, so it's combination. They kind of have the all this classical school of painting. So they don't neglect it. They say, learn it, know it, use it. But then as a next step, they say, but you should go parallel. So it's even more a bit of training your memory. So as example, instead of sitting outside and painting the landscape that you are looking at, you go there, you train your memory to remember it.
Yeah.
Because then what your memory does, it remembers the essentials.
Okay.
Or what you were influenced, or what was most important part, what you saw. And then you come home and you paint it.
Right.
So this is more like this. So it's not inventing stuff, it's more like remembering. But then, of course, you're going to lose something because you don't see. And yeah. So this is a bit the. And then there's also like the exercises. So let's say you take some object, and so you spend maybe 5-10 minutes, cruise it around, remember, hide it, paint it.
Yeah.
Then let's say pull it out again, watch it again for some minutes. Then I don't know, either do new drawing or continue at this drawing, and so kind of. So it's about training your memory and like observation.
Yeah.
So because for being artist, you need to train you need to train and start looking as differently as people. You need to notice those. Yeah, and this technique is very good, and I think it was supposed to be more for so if you want to paint animals in the movement, if you want to paint children, so you can't make them pose. So now, of course, you can take a picture and then you use a picture, but in Yeah, so capturing this or exactly the wave, yeah, you can't ask the wave to. So this is about those this process. But step by step, you can't can't have it all. I mean, I'm trying to do here and there. But, right, I'm taking off my tape of my realistic drawing. I will not call this video abstract art. I will try to invent a new name for it. Just experimenting with instead of brush.
Mark making, experimenting with mark making. I give you one more picture. Still not finished.
Yeah. But I like it. This one definitely goes on my wall.
You're going to put it on your wall?
Yeah, totally. Because it makes me happy.
Good.
I've reached my aim. I made a happy painting.
You made a happy painting. That's fabulous. This one isn't going on my wall. Not as it is, anyway.
Okay, let's check current story. Oh, wow. I could invent some philosophy story about this inside circle, like a tube that
Do you want to go into the tube or not?
Oh, well, I'd go definitely yes to the tube. See where it takes you out. Would you go through the tube?
I don't know. Don't know. I want to do some more work on it to give it a bit more graduation, graduate the colour, so that it isn't quite such a stark contrast. In fact, I probably should do that now while it's still wet. She says still not doing it. Let me put my brush down. In fact, I'll put my brush in water.
But just to reflect, so it is abstract, but still okay. There's definitely sky with the clouds, aligned with the trees, the beach, the wave. So
all the
elements. Trying to feel this border, like if I can name the object, or abstract should be like when you can't, like Pollock, you know, it's just like a mess there. I mean, you don't have to define it in general,
but isn't there there's always a sliding scale, isn't there? There's a sliding scale of abstraction. So your picture's not realistic, not completely realistic.
No.
So you are moving towards abstract. I've moved a little bit further on from abstract from where you are, so you can still because you know the picture I took as my starting point, you know that
yes,
you're able to recognize and say what the different elements are.
Yeah, I like your explanation of this sliding. It is. It's just kind of in between. And somewhere I heard that actually, like, so there would be like two points. So one would be when your art is too realistic that it's kind of as photo.
Yeah.
And the other corner would be the like too abstract, or it was like just also other word, like, and then like as far away you are from those points, so as far away you're like more closer, the art is more art, because it's kind of, you're not being realistic, but you are but you're not also creating something that maybe this symbolic, some just dot that makes maybe sense only to you, if it does, or I mean, it was like some theory, I don't know, I read it, but
it makes sense.
So it's nice, like you also said, the sliding points. So if we put those one, and then where you slide in between, and then you kind of this balance.
Because maybe, if I wanted to go completely abstract, I would actually then collage. So I'd cut out a big purple circle, and I'd put that down, and I'd cut out a blue square or rectangle and put that down, and maybe a beige triangle and put that on my canvas, and then that would be it. And that would be abstract, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't have fun to get my fingers in my paint.
And that would be a huge missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, Karen.
Super.
Well, thanks a lot for this experiment. I pulled out lots of painting objects that never were considered as a painting tool. So.
And you've done an amazing painting with them. I love it. You said you like it because you're going to put it on your wall.
Oh, totally, yes.
So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nice. So wish you, of course, good holidays and your time with niece. Feel free to send your paintings, both of you, your and your nieces, and so we keep in touch in the chat.
Yeah, and send photographs from Morocco, because I'll just be jealous as I shiver in the cold.
I will make you jealous with some painting in Morocco.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice one, Karen. Well, thanks again.
Time. See you in the new year.
See you in 2023.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, Karen.